Welcome to my channel. The latest deal between China and the US regarding Boeing aircraft has just been reached, but behind the scenes, US Secretary of Commerce Raymond is launching a new round of suppression and sanctions against China's chip industry. Chips, as the core technology of today's world, have become the focal point of intense competition between China and the US. What kind of confrontation is unfolding, and how will China respond? Behind the Boeing deal, the San Francisco meeting has become a landscape in China-U.S. relations. In recent years, due to multiple Boeing plane accidents and China-U.S. trade frictions, China temporarily suspended the purchase of Boeing 737 MAX, causing a crack in their aviation business. The completion of the Boeing deal is interpreted as a signal to ease trade relations, aiming to rebuild cooperation in aviation business. However, U.S. Secretary of Commerce Raymond immediately launched a new round of suppression and sanctions against China's chip industry, creating a sharp contrast between the surface and the reality of this deal, triggering global concerns about China-U.S. technological competition. In this behind-the-scenes game, chip technology is gradually becoming a new factor complicating China-U.S. relations, revealing U.S. double standards. On one hand, the U.S. attempts to lure China by selling Boeing aircraft, increasing its export revenue, while on the other hand, it spares no effort to suppress and sanction China's chip industry, trying to weaken China's technological strength. U.S. Secretary of Commerce Raymond has become a key driver in this chip war. At the Reagan National Defense Forum in California, she declared, "We will absolutely not let China obtain high-end chips and the most cutting-edge technology," even naming several U.S. chip giants, warning them not to sell chips to China, or they will face severe regulatory measures. This threat has caused unrest in the industry. Raymond's threat implies U.S. concerns and competition awareness regarding China's technological rise. Firstly, her statements may be driven by U.S. domestic concerns about national security in the technology sector. With China's rapid rise in high-tech fields, the U.S. government is increasingly concerned that China obtaining advanced chip technology may pose a threat to national security. Therefore, Raymond's threat may be an attempt to curb China's development in this area to protect U.S. technological advantages and national security. Secondly, it may also reflect U.S. competition for global technological dominance. In the global tech landscape, China's rise has become a powerful competitor, threatening the long-standing U.S. dominance in the tech field. By suppressing China's chip industry, the U.S. may be trying to maintain its leading position in the global tech industry to ensure its future advantage in tech competition. Overall, Raymond's threatening remarks reflect a series of strategic considerations in the U.S. technology sector, including national security, protection of technological advantages, and maintaining global technological dominance. This also highlights the increasingly fierce competition between China and the U.S. in the tech field, with profound implications for the global tech industry and international relations. Under Raymond's threat, U.S. chip giants like NVIDIA face a life-and-death choice. The Chinese market is crucial for companies like NVIDIA, but they also face pressure from the U.S. government. NVIDIA stated that it would provide new products in line with U.S. policies to China, insisting on not giving up the Chinese market. This choice has raised concerns in the industry about the future of the U.S. chip industry. Firstly, the Chinese market is crucial for companies like NVIDIA globally. China has always been one of NVIDIA's most important markets, contributing a significant proportion to its sales. Therefore, NVIDIA needs to carefully handle its relationship with China to maintain competitiveness in this vast market. However, on the other hand, NVIDIA is also under immense pressure from the U.S. government. Through Secretary Raymond's threat, the U.S. government seeks to restrict or even prohibit U.S. chip companies from selling advanced technology to China. This puts NVIDIA in a dilemma between the U.S. and China. If NVIDIA follows the U.S. government's requirements, it may lose the huge Chinese market, causing significant impact on its business. Conversely, if Nvidia chooses to continue cooperation with China, it may face sanctions from the US government, leading to even more severe losses. One of the main concerns in the industry is that government intervention in businesses could lead to the loss of competitiveness of the US chip industry in the global market. In the era of globalization, the success of tech companies often depends on the openness and cooperation of global markets. If the US government continues to excessively intervene in the chip industry, US companies may lose flexibility in the global market, resulting in lagging technological innovation and declining competitiveness. Additionally, there are concerns in the industry that such government suppression may disrupt the global supply chain. US chip companies play a crucial role in the global industry chain, and excessive sanctions and suppression may destabilize the global tech industry chain, affecting the normal operations of other countries and companies. This will also have adverse effects on the development and innovation of the global tech industry, creating greater uncertainty for the entire industry. Therefore, Nvidia's choice has sparked deep concerns in the industry about the future direction of the US chip industry, and the industry hopes the government can formulate more open and cooperative policies to maintain the stability and healthy development of the tech industry. The US government recently announced a review of how US companies purchase semiconductors manufactured in China, claiming that China's pricing of traditional semiconductors for production and sale is too low, posing a so-called national security risk. This move is considered a further suppression of China's chip industry. However, industry insiders have questioned this approach, considering it both absurd and a violation of international trade rules. Facing US chip suppression, China has not been intimidated but has taken strong countermeasures. Rare earths, as important strategic resources, are widely used in electronics, communications, aviation, military, and other fields, serving as a key raw material for high-tech products. China is the world's largest producer and exporter of rare earths, accounting for 37% of global rare earth reserves, 60% of global rare earth production, and 80% of global rare earth exports. China recently announced strengthened export restrictions on rare earth-related technologies to protect its technological advantages and national interests. This move is interpreted as a powerful response to the fantasies of the US and other countries wanting to replace China's rare earths. It is not a challenge to specific countries, but rather an effort to regulate technology export management, maintain the order of technology exports, and defend national economic and technological interests. This China-U.S. chip war not only affects the chip industries of both parties but also poses challenges and risks to the global tech supply chain and trade order. The US is attempting to hinder China's chip development through suppression and sanctions. However, such actions may harm the interests of the US itself, as many US companies and industries rely on China's semiconductor supply. In this contest of technological strength and the game of national interests, there is a widespread hope that China and the US will respect each other's right to technological development, achieve win-win cooperation, avoid falling into a vicious competition, and prevent a lose-lose situation. This not only conforms to international trade rules but also contributes to the healthy development of the global tech industry. In the wave of global technological development, China-US cooperation will bring more opportunities and challenges to the world. This China-US chip war not only has profound effects on the industries of both countries but also draws global attention. The choices of tech giants and government sanctions make the global tech industry re-evaluate its dependence on the China-US chip war. Meanwhile, the global tech industry faces dual pressures from the two major forces of China and the US, forcing it to consider how to find a balance in this competition. China's strengthened export restrictions on rare earths have also raised global concerns. Some views suggest that this is a clever move by China in geopolitics, effectively countering the US's suppression in the chip field by controlling rare earth resources. However, others worry that China's measures may exacerbate the instability of the global rare earth supply chain, especially for those countries and companies dependent on China's rare earths. The development of the China-U.S. chip war will impact the future direction of China-U.S. technological cooperation. The current confrontational situation poses a threat to global tech innovation and development. Therefore, there is a call from the industry for China and the U.S. to resolve their differences through dialogue and negotiation, jointly promote tech cooperation, and avoid both parties paying heavy costs. The international community is closely monitoring the situation, hoping to see a future of win-win cooperation. Behind the China-U.S. chip war, the global tech industry is undergoing an adjustment. In this process, some countries and companies may find new opportunities, reducing their dependence on the two major tech giants of China and the US. New models of tech cooperation and supply chain patterns may gradually form, bringing more diversity and innovation to the global tech industry. The China-US chip war highlights some challenges in global governance. Tech conflicts are not just issues between two countries, but also involve adjustments and improvements to the global governance system. The international community needs to collectively consider how to establish a more fair, open, and stable tech governance mechanism to address similar challenges that may arise in the future. Behind this China-US chip war, China sees the duality of competition and cooperation in the tech field. Despite existing differences and disputes, China has reasons to believe that through dialogue and cooperation, China and the US can find a path to mutual benefit. Tech development should not be a tool for confrontation between nations but a force for the well-being of all humanity. Hopefully, in the days to come, China and the US can work together to advance the process of tech development, benefiting the global community. Finally, let me summarize for the readers. I hope you have gained some insights and reflections. The challenges brought about by the China-US chip war make China contemplate the pros and cons of tech competition and the necessity of global cooperation. Firstly, the rapid development of technology should have been a blessing for all humanity. However, when nations use it as a tool for competition rather than a driving force for common progress, should China deeply reflect on how technology is used. Secondly, the close connection of the global tech industry chain means that the actions of any party can have significant impacts on other countries and companies. In this era of interconnectedness, should international cooperation be strengthened to jointly tackle various challenges, rather than adopting unilateral approaches that may lead to chaos in the global supply chain? For readers, perhaps China can learn that tech competition is actually a process of mutual progress. Competition between different countries and companies should be based on cooperation, promoting the mutual development of technology through learning and exchange. This also reminds China that regardless of its location, it should pay attention to international affairs. Understand the global impact of tech development, actively participate in international cooperation, and jointly promote the progress of tech innovation. While facing these questions, perhaps China can also ponder one. What should the future of technology look like? Should it be a coexistence of competition and cooperation or a constant struggle and confrontation? Let's think together. In the future, China can shape the world of technology together. Today's video ends here. Look forward to the next exciting content. Goodbye.